Okay, so I'm here with Arty, and
Hello?
what are you cooking for us today, Arty?
I'm cooking dal today.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, that's what I think it is. It's kind of dal, but I think I'm probably not cooking it the right way.
Oh, so it's your own recipe?
Yeah, it's kind of a lentil casserole type thing.
Oh, okay. Where did you get the idea from?
Well, my dad cooks it quite a lot, and so I kind of picked it up a bit at home. I didn't really make it last year much. But lentils are very cheap, great source of protein. I'm a vegetarian, so I need my protein. And so I asked him for the recipe, and there are some things that were quite expensive in the recipe. So I basically took the expensive things out and made it in a much more kind of student-y, simpler way. And it's still, quite enjoyable to eat.
Okay, cool. So what would be a typical day of food for you?
Well, at the moment, a day of food, I'd probably get up. I'd make myself a bowl of porridge. If I've got enough time, I would probably have something quite simple for my lunch. So maybe just a bowl of noodles. And then for dinner, I'd probably make something a bit more complex like this. So a big bowl of couscous, or kind of big bowl of lentils or something. Now, early in the year, I'd also have a lot of vegetables and things, and eggs. I'd boil an egg, and I'd snack on them quite a bit in between. But at the moment, I've kind of got in a habit of just 3 meals, very basic: porridge, noodles, lentils, really.
So you always eat 3 meals a day?
No, if I'm honest, I probably only really eat an average of 1.5, maybe.
Why do you think that is? Because you have no time, or because different schedules, or?
I think it's not having a lot of time. I've also lost my appetite quite a bit recently. Again, I put this partly down to schedule. Probably also my nicotine consumption has gone up. And that for me at least, that does have a tendency to kill my appetite. So yeah, it really has fallen quite quickly.
Alright, well, could you tell me a bit about who you live with and your kind of student lifestyle? You're a second year, right?
Yep, I'm a second year. Sorry, my lifestyle.
Yeah, well, what your course is. You said you're a vegetarian?
Yep. Well, I study cultural anthropology. I've got a particular interest in the cognitive side of cultural anthropology, and specialise in Richmond things. My lifestyle, I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Okay,
so you were a vegetarian before you came to university?
Yeah, I've been a vegetarian a while.
Why don't you tell me a bit about your flatmate?
Yeah, sorry, my flatmate. I live with a Brazilian student. She's an Erasmus here. She studies law. Sri Lankan, who's doing a master's project here about cancer research, and a Chinese couple who are cooking this here.
Wow, that looks fascinating.
Yeah, I'm not. It's either tasty or disgusting.
It kind of looks tasty. It smells good.
Yeah, but then you look at it and it's got slightly scary looking vegetables.
Oh, vegetables always look scary to me.
And they mostly keep themselves, but they do cook a lot of Chinese food. You're interested in what people...
Oh yeah, what kind of, as international students, what do they kind of...
Well, actually, I find it very interesting what they eat. The Chinese people largely kind of very Chinese type things, lots of kind of soups and things. Rice as well, as we can see.
Oh, rice cooker.
Yeah. The Sri Lankan student has a very kind of fish-based diet. In fact, I think if we look in the fridge, I've kind of got a very kind of bread and fish and salad type thing.
Oh, yeah, see that.
Whereas my Brazilian flatmate, again, eats quite a lot of rice-based things, but kind of, I think there's quite a few kind of quite a lot of seasoning in it. However, she also eats quite a lot of kind of Irish food as well, so like wheat and bread and things like that.
Well, do you guys cook together? Do you share meals?
No, we don't share meals, but there are some times, when I'll say, for instance, about a month or 2 ago, I gave the Brazilian flatmate, being kind of Scottish origin, I've got grown up with porridge quite a lot, and so the other day, for instance, I gave her first ever bowl of porridge. So sometimes we'll share food, we'll say, try this, have this. But no, mostly we generally buy ourselves. No, we cook by ourselves, but we do quite often kind of sit in here.
Oh, so you'll
together.
eat together, but you'll cook by yourself?
Yeah, not always. I'd say once or twice a week, just by coincidence.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you go buying food, do you buy food? You don't buy food together. You mostly buy yourself.
Yes, we buy food separately and generally buy ourselves.
So how much?
We do sometimes. Sorry, we do sometimes share like raw ingredients. So maybe like soy sauce, sesame oil, and things like that.
Okay. What about milk and eggs and essentials? Well, I guess
milk we've shared a bit in the past. Eggs probably separate. Although that might be a result of, well, first it's a conversation, but also because it's, I mean, I don't think it'd work, frankly, because when I have eggs, unfortunately, I've not had a lot recently, which I think is a shame, but I'm really, like, I get through at least, like, one boiled egg a day.
Oh, wow. You like eggs.
So it probably would, yeah, I love a boiled egg. It's so quick, it's easy, you can eat it on the go, and really fun to do on plenty of fun.
That's fun. Well, can you tell me a bit about like what the skills you're using? Because where did you learn to make this?
Well, it was really just from watching my dad make it. You know?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean,
when you go home, does he cook or do you cook? Do you cook for yourself when you go home at the holidays?
Well, when I'm at my parents' house, I cook. When I'm at my parents' house, I cook. Every now and then. For instance, my kind of speciality in my home is often kind of Greek dishes, Mediterranean dishes. So I'll cook every now and then, and I'll help out. But really, the cooking is mostly my parents. And you know, that's one of the reasons I like to go back to theirs. You know,
get a full fridge.
Yeah, full. Oh
God, yeah, I know. Full fridge is so good.
Think about cheese.
It's always the best.
So the skills was kind of learned by watching and doing. But it's also just, I think actually it's just dynamism of it. It's just, you know, being being able to. For instance, you really should cook this in a pan. And this is actually called a briki. It's a Greek coffee maker.
Oh, cool.
I cook with spices.
So you're using it for spices.
Yeah, but the shape is actually quite useful. You can kind of cook the spices before you put them into the.
Do you find as a student you kind of have to make up your own rules about cooking?
Definitely.
Ones that don't really apply in the real world, I find often.
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time also actually skills that, you know, I've been growing up with a family particularly, you know, prosperous stuff, you know, can afford to have a full fridge. And actually at some point you do have to learn that in the real world I'm not going to be able to have, you know, 2 different kinds of cheese, you know, fancy noodles and, you know, really expensive spice.
Most spices are really expensive.
Oh, we should go to the Asian supermarket.
I know, I do, it's good. Oh, well, is that where you usually shop?
I found really expensive. Paprika?
Paprika?
I found...
Paprika's quite cheap.
I don't know what it is, but there are some spices that I just can't afford up here. There are some spices in here, and like, ghee and things.
Oh yeah, that's expensive, ghee.
Yeah, that's supposed to be in here, but that I just can't kind of. It was quite hard to sort.
Where do you shop? You mentioned the Asian supermarket.
Yeah, I go to the Asian supermarket. I also like to go to greengrocers. I tend to avoid. I mean, that sounds like a horrible kind of ranting lefty here, but I tend to try and avoid Tesco's because actually firstly I don't particularly like Tesco so much as a organisation, but also I find that a lot of their fruit and veg isn't as fresh as stuff you can get from a greengrocer or cheaper, you know. Yeah,
do you find greengrocers cheaper than?
But I'll get some bog standard things from there, for instance, own brand stuff maybe, or couscous I get from there too.
Oh, cool.
And lentils. Sometimes bread. Like vegetables I get from the greengrocers, and rice I get from the Asian supermarket, and spices I get from there too.
Okay.
I used to get noodles, but I'm not really eating noodles so much anymore.
Do your habits change? How have you changed from first year?
I think I'm eating less tinned.
Yeah.
Less tinned products.
Were you in Halston first year?
Yeah, I was in Halston first year. I think I'd probably cook more actually.
Yeah?
Properly. I've also probably have less comfort food, definitely eat less comfort food. But I live probably twice as far away from Tesco's.
Yeah.
Must admit, I do kind of enjoy that because I'm less likely to go and,
spend money.
Yeah.
When you were in Hall's first year, would you often cook with your flatmates? Is that a thing?
No, not really. It wasn't that kind of...
Oh, right. Really. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I didn't think I got on well enough with them, but we didn't really cook for each other.
Yeah.
But I would cook for friends there sometimes, or and same here. I would cook for flatmates so much, but I will cook for friends around.
Oh, cool. Would you, if you don't mind me asking, count your flatmates as kind of close friends, the flatmates that you have at the moment?
The Sri Lankan and the Brazilian, yeah, they're definitely what I call friends. I don't know no, they're not quite as close as
flatmates.
Yeah, they wouldn't be just flatmates, they'd be friends as well. But I wouldn't quite class them as my close friends.
Okay. Oh, cool. Would you think cooking together has something to do with this, or?
Yeah, actually, I won't labour the point, I've always had a bit of theory. I think when I think when I eat with people, I do feel close to them.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big thing. Well, thank you so much for your thing. I'll leave you to cook your dinner.
Alright, no problem.
Bye.